All right, so we are almost a month into the NBA season, the in-season tournament going on right now, and low-key, the season has started off with a bang. Of course, you got your surprise teams such as the Rockets of all people. Dallas is now back to the playoff standings, and Minnesota is now currently the #1 seed in the Western Conference. But that's not what I'm talking about in this video. The team I'm talking about is behind Minnesota in the standings is the Oklahoma City Thunder. And man, based on the games I watched, there is no reason why you should not fear them. The Thunder has been on a 5-game winning streak, including 4 out of the 5 games where they blew out teams by 20 or more points during that stretch. And just looking at them as a whole, it is clear that they're coming up as a unit. It is clear that they're making progress as far as their development goes, as these young studs are averaging career highs. This along with a rookie forward in Chet Holmgren, who's the frontrunner for the Rookie of the Year. Yes, over Wemby, and also an MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So in this video, we finna discuss why you should fear the OKC Thunder. A-Man, say man. This is the A-Man Show, back at it again for more content. Y'all know what to do, subscribe to this channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss anything new from me. Anyways, stay tuned and let's get it. Now, first and foremost, before we talk about this OKC roster, let's go into the brief history of how this team came to be. So it started all the way back in 2019, where the Clippers finished their season by taking the Super Team Warriors to 6 games in the first round. And with a great supporting unit such as Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, Patrick Beverley, Landry Shamet, and more, this along with taking this Warriors team to 6 games, the Clippers has become a hallmark destination for stars to sign in free agency. And that's exactly that. Kawhi Leonard, coming off from a championship with Toronto, decided to sign with his hometown in the Clippers. And on the very next day, they will send off Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is a guy going to the second season, has shown some upside given his size being a 6'6" point guard who is quick, agile, and crafty, while also being a very capable defender given his long wingspan. And he was shipped along with Danilo Gallinari and 5 future first-round picks, one of which is Jalen Williams. In that same offseason, OKC sent Russell Westbrook to the Rockets in exchange for Chris Paul and another batch of first-round draft picks. And SGA's first year at OKC was one of the candidates for the Most Improved Player award, and having CP3 on the roster helped a whole lot. Now, of course, OKC got bounced in the first round, and in the next couple of seasons, OKC was considered one of the worst teams in the NBA. With that being considered, they were rewarded with the 6th overall pick in the 2021 draft, in which they will select Josh Giddey. And in the following year was rewarded with the #2 overall pick, in which they will select Chet Holmgren. And later in the draft will select J-Dub with the 12th overall pick from the Clippers. Over the years, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has transformed into one of the premier emerging stars in the NBA, including an MVP caliber year last season in which he averaged 31 points, along with 5 rebounds and assists, shooting an insane 51% from the field, 35% from 3, and 91% from the free throw line. In just his second year, Josh Giddey has taken a leap forward in his second season, of which he averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists on solid shooting splits. Jalen Williams in his rookie year was one of the best all-around rookies in the NBA, as he can not only play make, but also is a capable defensive player and can finish to the rim. Last year, they made it all the way to the play-in tournament, in which they lost to the Timberwolves. But despite that, the Thunder has shown progress regarding their rebuild, because they went from being one of the worst teams in the league several seasons ago to a playing spot last season. And it really goes to show you how capable this team can actually be, especially if the 2nd overall pick in Chet Holmgren comes back from injury and become a Rookie of the Year frontrunner. And that's what we're literally seeing from them right now. OKC is currently the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, and they have been on a tear given the amount of talent they have on the roster. Jalen Williams has taken a bigger role on offense, as he's driving more frequently to the rim, while also being an effective playmaker for this offense, as well as being that same versatile defender. So far, Williams is averaging 18 points, 4 rebounds, and assists, shooting 52% from the field, 37% from 3 on 3 attempts, and 88% from the free throw line. Josh Giddey, although taking a step back due to the shared touches with Chet Holmgren, but he is still that crafty playmaking point guard that OKC definitely needs. Lou Dort also has to be mentioned here as he's shooting a career high in 3-point percentage and 46% on 4 attempts, and he has been the heart and soul on defense, being that elite defender that OKC definitely needs. Isaiah Joe has been absolutely lethal from 3, shooting 50% from 3 on 6 attempts. The guy has been shooting lights out so far this season and by far one of the best shooters in the league. Cason Wallace has been making an impact for this roster as well, being mostly a 3-and-D guy, a guy who usually a cutter and defends at times the best player on the opposing team, and so far he has been effective regarding his role on this team. And of course I have to mention Chet Holmgren. Holmgren, like I said, is right now the Rookie of the Year frontrunner, and I think plenty of people will agree with me. Out of the window, the man is averaging 17 points, including a career-high 36 points against the Warriors coming back from a deficit during that second half, along with 7 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting a mesmerizing 57% from the field, 46% from 3 on 4 attempts, 91% from the charity strike. For a guy who's putting up these numbers while being crazy efficient is saying something. The guy has a legit polished mid-range game and 3-point game. He is extremely skilled and crafty at getting to the rim while also a very capable interior and perimeter defender. In fact, the guy has been so good defensively that he is considered a top 5 DPOY candidate so far. Basically, this guy is a white version of a rookie KD, but is more efficient and a way better defender. The only thing he needs to improve on is his playmaking. At times he does have tunnel vision as far as getting the ball to an open man, but so far I don't think that enough people are talking about him. Yeah, sure, Wemby has been electric as far as his rookie season goes, but Chet Holmgren should be mentioned in the same sentence as Wemby. The guy is already proven to everyone that he is a top 10 player at his position in just his first season. And because of him, OKC has been one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA. And then we get to SGA. Man, I will not be mad at you if you rank SGA as a top 10 player in the NBA as of right now. The guy is pretty much putting up identical numbers as last season. Plus, he has also been one of the best defensive players at his position. He's currently leading the NBA in steals. And also, he has been more engaged as a help defender than last season. The guy is a superstar in the NBA, and he's going to further cement that come playoff time. And also, the guy is a noteworthy MVP candidate as well. I don't think there's any other shooting guard who has the craftiness nor skill than SGA. The guy is different. He's the most skilled player in the NBA besides Kyrie. The thing that intrigues me about this roster is how young they are. As of right now, OKC is one of the 3 youngest teams in the NBA, and the way they're playing right now is scary. Because once each of them hits their peak, they could be a team that can win a championship in the next 5 years or even fewer. Chet Holmgren, based on what we've seen from him, can be a top 10 or even a top 5 player in the NBA once he hits his prime. Jalen Williams can be a star player in this league. And Josh Giddey can be a French star for this team, and also mentioning Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, and other key players in depth they have on the roster. And then the scarier thing is that they have all these draft picks and assets from all the trades they've done over the years. They can either use those picks to draft more guys that can help with their depth, or use to trade toward other pieces such as veterans that can be contributors for this team. So basically, OKC have the best of both worlds in this situation. This is not like the Warriors a couple years back where you have both veterans and young guys with upside having that weird dysfunctional dynamic between the both of them. No, OKC not only have young players that are producing as of right now, but players that can be legit stars based on the progression they have been taking so far. This along with a superstar player that can be the guy on a championship contender, plus you have all these assets to further improve your roster even more. OKC has an advantage that no other team in this league have, and if Sam Presti continues on his magic, if Oklahoma City continues progressing in the matter of a few seasons, then there will be a legitimate threat between the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs, especially when Victor Wembanyama comes into his own. Because let's be honest, guys, the Lakers after the season, LeBron's going to leave and maybe AD too, and with their lack of picks, the Lakers' future looks very dim. The Warriors are collapsing right beneath our eyes, and their championship window has been completely shut. Clippers, we all know they have a dark future ahead of them when this current roster breaks apart. The only team that could contend in the West are, of course, the Denver Nuggets, Dallas Mavericks, maybe Sacramento if De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis can take another step as far as their play goes, and also the San Antonio Spurs and the Phoenix Suns. But anyways, guys, the OKC Thunder are a team that you should take seriously and also fear later down the line. They are currently the best shooting team in the league and have a top 5 defense as of right now. They play great cohesive basketball on offense and also play great zone complementary defense, and you got to give the credit to Mark Daigneault. He actually was second in Coach of the Year voting last season. The guy may be the most underrated coach in the NBA. Not only he's a great X's and O guy as far as setting up plays specifically for Chet Holmgren, but the guy is a great defensive coach, especially implementing that highly 2-3 zone defense. I do think that the Thunder could maintain the second seed for the rest of the season if they keep on playing like this, just like Sacramento did last season. You have an MVP candidate in Gilgeous-Alexander, along with a Rookie of the Year frontrunner in Chet Holmgren, and also other key guys such as Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, and Jalen Williams. This team throughout the offseason has been slept on as far as them being a playoff team. And based on what we're seeing from them, there is no doubt that they're a playoff team. And in matter of fact, I don't know why people are sleeping on this team, even though without Chet Holmgren, they were in the midst of making the playoffs that year. Now, if you include him in the roster, they're a top 5 team in the West. With all the things I mentioned about this Thunder team, I think it gave y'all a better idea why you should fear the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that's the video. What are your thoughts on this vid? Can SGA be the 3rd player in this franchise history to win MVP? Let me know in this comment section below, and make sure y'all subscribe for more NBA and NFL content in the future. Turn on post notifications, and that is all. Stay litty. This is the A-Man Show. Sign out.